I'm unsure why, but I laughed out loud. My abdomen split open, and my entrails came loose. I rushed to gather my exposed intestines before it was too late.
They really like talking about that happening, damn.
My flesh rotted, my nails and teeth fell out. What maniacal design was this? Soon, I found that I was surrounded by monsters. But no matter. She thirsted for blood, Sortiara did, from within my right arm.
All right. This is cool because it's like, I don't remember the original game's story very well. And now I'm going to stop playing ahead. I'll just do solo quests if I want to grind stuff. But I had to finish those 3 tutorials to actually unlock them. Anyway, it's been several years since the ordeal. I have a new partner now, yet not a day goes by when I don't think back on the way she smiled. My memories are becoming vague. I remember things that surely could not have happened. Perhaps Sordiara's memory has started to eat away at me. That's not good. We've already been here. I should counter some of them to try to get a better rating, I guess. Also, the wolf spear is actually really cool, so this is what it does. It'll actually track onto an enemy. Oh yeah, with Grim too, I should say. So when you leave it up to fate, it will give you your offerings back, and then saving them heals you, sacrificing them increases your magic power. All right, let's see what's going on with Magasar. Oh, they give the roots in that. And like it said, they're a little bit different. They're not based on performance. It's literally just random luck. Everything's just kind of left to fate. I love this game so much. Like, it's so cool. I really wish they would make another one.
But what was this? My stomach, my nails, my teeth. There was nothing wrong with them at all. I was losing my mind. The world began to spin.
Are you all right?
I saw a vision of my partner.
He doesn't look very good either, damn.
It made sense. The familiar face helped me regain composure. I knew it. It was her curse again. The monsters, my mutation. It was all in my mind. The bloodlust bubbling in my right arm occasionally pushes me to the limits of sanity. I knew then that I had precious little time. 13 days until the end of the world.
I fucking love that. That was the thing I was talking about in the first session. Like, every now and again, the book will just rip, and then he says that, and it's like, fuck, and it counts down as you play the game. It's so cool. It's like, I don't know. I've always really loved that. Remember the first time I saw it in the base game, I was like, shit, what's gonna happen?
This entry was made years after the ordeal. In the interim, our dear protagonist has been distraught, agonizing over the sacrifice of Sortiara. And now this foreboding talk about the end of the world. The old man can no longer speak. He has a gift, but for it he pays a great price. He ages at an inhumanly quick pace.
Yeah, he does.
Yesterday, when he could still just manage to speak, he told me this.
Do not stray from this place, no matter what.
I followed his instructions, and ferocious monsters appeared here. Yes, I see. It was not for our safety. It was for the hunt.
Yeah, but he can't even do anything. Ooh, the carnivorous slime. What do I want to use? Actually, I might. This power I find is better for smaller enemies. Let's try. Let's bring something we can aim. Let's see if that's a stone element. And then I'll bring. We'll bring a no element one then. That's fine. That should be good. Wait a minute. That's the wrong type of spell. I'm a fool. Yeah, those are beast spells. I want the throat. Not that one. That one's okay, but it's got a weird arc on it, so I'm not big on it. All right, we'll take that. That should be fine. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate it. All right, let us fight the slime. We already have read his lore in that, so we can skip out on that. That's the thing, too. The further we play the game, the less we have to pause to read lore and stuff like that, even though I like the lore. The old man said he would watch me from a distance. Well, I suppose I should come clean. That old man is now my partner. It is amazing. I just recently, like, I don't know, I found my Vita, and I was like, shit. And so I re-downloaded the game, but I'm sad because since Sony shut down the servers, I can't get the DLC back again. So that kind of sucks, but the game still has a ton to it. And then I found out how to actually stream from the Vita hardware, so I was like, I'm playing Soul Sacrifice. The price I paid for sacrificing Sortiara is unprecedented in its brutality. Sortiara was no ordinary sorcerer. I'm hoping somebody will eventually find a way to get it back. Like, you know, it's a matter of time. Somebody will figure out a way to get it back. Like, if Sony wants to be dickheads and let their games die, somebody will bring it back. Oh, tons. I've also been enjoying some Monster Hunter Freedom Unite and stuff like that. Like, the Vita's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it, because I have custom plugins so that I can use, like, a control... Wow, that looks cool on the green screen. So I can use a controller with this game, and also to actually broadcast it to my computer for OBS, because I'm playing right off of the actual Vita this time. Throw out some toughs on this boy. I'll have to look up. I haven't, like, pirated anything. I've just done custom plugins in that. I haven't really done anything else with it since I did that. My main goal was just being able to stream with it. I can never aim that spell. It's not bad now. Like, the custom plugins aren't terrible. It's like... It's like, the custom plugin I use makes my computer think of it as a web camera. So I added in... God, he dies fast. So I added in as a web camera, and then the sound was the real problem, but then, like, it came to me, the stupidest solution worked. I just got an auxiliary cable, plugged it into the headphone jack, and plugged it into the line in on my computer, and it's like, there you go, good to go. The only thing is I have to make sure that there's no power coming through the USB port, or else the sound gets really, really distorted. But my Vita's battery's still in good shape. I get a good 5 to 6 hours out of it, so it's not bad. But I'm excited now because this opens up like a lot of cool games that were only on the Vita, so I'm very excited. It's too bad the servers and everything are gone, though. I'd love to play this online again. Oh, yeah. I ordered one of those like adapters and an SD card for it, so I'm planning to do a bit with it, so I'll have to take a look. Yeah, I got this boy when it first came out. That's why I'm surprised that the battery's still in such good shape, because this was like you know, it's a first gen Vita. It's like the, you know, the glass and metal one. It's not the like second gen one that they made, but the battery is still amazing on it. So but yeah, definitely like let me know any recommendations you have, because like I have the games that I loved, but 99% of my Vita playtime was like you know, the Final Fantasy VII prequel and a lot of Monster Hunter in this. Yeah, I love the original Vita. And I have one of those, I'll show you. Mine's also been in this like crazy best handheld case I've ever seen. Like just Vita perfectly fits in it, and it's just like an armored tank. Always loved that case. All right, let's see what Megasar is saying. Yeah, like that's like, I saw that when the Vita came out. I'm like, that's it. Don't need anything else. Good to go. Yeah, exactly. I still baby it, though. I don't know, I'm weird about it because I'm like, you can't get them anymore very easily. They're expensive. Well, the Vita was expensive in its own time, though.
Soon, more monsters appeared, but I thrashed them all. My wizened partner wobbled over to the monster's corpse.
Yeah, he did.
His face came alive. He grew younger.
I was saying earlier, I don't usually like visual novel style games, but this one's awesome.
By sacrificing monsters.
Because I didn't, I played a lot of the base, like the original Soul Sacrifice. I bought Delta, but I got distracted by other games, so I didn't really get into it back in the day. So this is kind of nice, seeing all the new stuff that was added into Delta that I didn't really play.
Without sacrifices, he would not last more than 3 days.
That's a really shitty trade-off for immortality.
That is the price that he pays for his gift. He is my partner. He is Magusar. He also has a gift that allows him to catch glimpses of the future. We complement one another. The monsters that I must kill to quench my bloodlust allow Magusar to reverse his aging.
Oh yeah. No, like I can see it too. The content's insane in this game. And I remember even in the base game, like all the...
Until the end of
I just like the end of the world part. I absolutely loved meeting new people in that game. Like I played a shit ton of the original version. I was always sad I didn't get into this more, especially now that everything's gone.
What we have seen is a depiction of Magusar in the distant past.
It's really sad. Like Sony did the Vita and this game so dirty. Like no advertising. I only found out about it because I love Monster Hunter. So, you know, I have kind of like my eyes open for those kinds of games.
Now, he rules this world of ours. What do you think could have led to this?
I guess we'll find out, bud. Because I fucking love Soul Sacrifice. It deserved so much better than what it got.
It has been several years since I met Magusar. We were both tormented by accursed bodies. And since then, we have traveled far and wide together.
Like a
With
best
our
friend
sights on a
caravan.
common goal. Those who do not know Magusar feel that he is unpredictable. We were well on our way, but then Magusar spoke.
My son awaits me. I must go home.
I feel like that's unpredictable.
And so
Shit. And so it was that our course was changed. See, that's what happens when you try to speed up the text in this game. It'll like fucking skip the whole thing. I gotta find a happy
soon
medium.
The whispers began. She spoke to me through my right arm. Macabre thoughts threatened to overcome me. I had to feed my bloodthirsty arm.
Without context, that just sounds fucking weird. Alright. Calling all sorcerers, exterminate these monsters. Okay. They're just minor monsters, but I'm just gonna make sure real quick. Okay, non-elemental, bolt, because I didn't have anything better. Non-elemental, and that. I do want to switch. Which red eye? Shockwave. Let's try this out, because I haven't actually tried that ability, and we just got it last session. And we're going to keep on going with Grim. I like Grim. I like a balanced character. Nice thing about this game is you can always adjust it later on. You're not stuck with anything that you choose. And we're not going to be using that tree fruit unless I run into something that I really got to bang my head against. So we're gonna play her fair. You know what sucks too? One sec, sorry. The soul in my arm is changing form, growing restless. One's arm spurring a monstrous transformation is rare, but not unheard of. Magusar's premonitions come to him while he is sleeping and offer only partial glimpses of the future. Difficult though they are to believe, I dare not doubt them. I feel the hand of another guiding me. Shit. So, the thing that sucks is, like, I don't understand why this game doesn't get any love. It's crazy. I looked it up. I'm the only one who streamed it in the last week, and I'm like, fuck, man, Soul Sacrifice deserves so much better. I feel like a fucking hipster saying that, but like, for real, this game deserves so much more than it gets.
I have them that I may change the future.
Alright, let's try out. Oh, it's a close range, okay. I had a feeling it was a close range, but... Oh, it's got like weird aim, I don't like it. Yeah, it's only good if you're being surrounded. Okay, fair enough. Let's fucking get the controller back into my head. Maybe I should have done a little practice round before I streamed today. Can't neglect this. I do need to level up my arms, so... I'm not a big fan of the controller that I like use the plugins for on the Vita, but I can't get it to work with Xbox Series controllers. I can't get it to work with PS5 controllers. The PS4 controllers don't seem to work either. So the only thing that I seem to be able to get it to run with is the Xbox One controller. But one of the trigger buttons on this controller is slightly messed up, unfortunately. So I'll just have to, you know, every now and again you're gonna see it look like I was going for something and then nothing happening. But it seems to be fairly rare, so it's not too bad. It's the button that I use to switch the offering page, and sometimes that just doesn't fucking work. I just want to use some other spells.
You sacrifice them or save them.
We leave it to fate, Magusar. There we go. Could have done that quicker, but I wanted to, like, remember the controls such as they are. There we go. I guess, too, it's nice since you don't have to visit... Well, I don't know. Carving is kind of like a cool thing in Monster Hunter. It's like a cathartic, like I beat you and now I'm harvesting. This game, it's like, here you go. So like I said with Grim last time, rewards given regardless of technique, you get more if you're lucky. So it's literally random if you get all 3 of them or not. Sometimes you'll only get 1, sometimes you'll get 2. And sometimes it'll boost up your like souls or whatever the hell those are. I still gotta figure out what those are for. I know that they're to do with the rumors, but I'm not 100% sure what they all add into it. There we go. We got Magusar now. There's like something else they're for, but I can't remember what it is.
The massacre of the monsters helped calm my murderous right arm.
I feel like he's just blaming his arm.
Each passing day, the bloodlust becomes harder to satiate. I am not far from becoming a monster myself.
Come, we must go from here.
Magusar was ready, determined to see this son of his as quickly as possible. Wonderful. What a partner.
What a guy.
Now, as for Magusar's son, I'm afraid that they will never have their reunion. Because no son ever existed in the
Great,
first
fucking
place.
Magusar is insane too.
11 days. Until the end of the world.
My like favorite part of the storytelling in this game. I know it's like not a big thing, but I just love that, like, until the end of the world.
The author of this journal spent countless days and nights with Magusar. Magusar had become a dear friend. So, read on. Those who sacrifice the lives of others pay a special price. The soul of the victim flows through one's right arm, along with their memories, their emotions.
Basically, the sorcerers are absorbing people that have gone insane and become monsters. It doesn't really seem sustainable.
On rare occasions, the memories of the victim entangle with one's own.
As they do. 1 sec, sorry.
Magusar has no son by blood. It was likely a memory inherited from a monster.
And that's sad
It
in a way.
happened 2 days ago.
Like the monster's memories are trying to assert
We
itself.
claimed a victim, and its memory must have seeped into Magusar. Foreign as it may be, this memory had driven Magusar to seek a son who is not his own. Such is the bond of family. We neared the town where his supposed son lived.
And we had to deal with kitty cats. Light petal thorn, mortal bane bulb. I will have to do some grinding on my own because I'll have to switch I can't talk today, I'm sorry. I had like a terrible night's sleep. Sometimes you'll have to switch factions because the faction rewards are worthwhile. The bloodlust I inherited from Sortiara led to my meeting Magusar, as though her ghost continues to pursue me. My memories are vague. The more I sacrifice, the more my victims' memories eat away at my own. I'm turning into someone else. That's rough, buddy. Already been here, so we'll skip that.
We will soon meet my son. We must hurry.
Oh, his arm's messed up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna trade out the Cerberus eye because it is not great. It doesn't matter because we are Grim, but you basically get more points if you counter them when they're about to attack you.
Will you sacrifice them?
I wonder what would happen if you just kept one alive and let it like consume all the others, because they get like huge just from eating like one of themselves. I wonder what would happen if you just left them to it for a while.
Will you sacrifice them?
And like I said, with Grim, saving them does heal you still, which is nice. You still have that option. You don't lose out on it.
You are unstoppable.
And then sacrificing them will increase your magic power. Then the mid-range just replenishes your offering, so. All three are fairly worthwhile, which is nice. Nothing new yet. Okay, I gotta remember to trade out that spell. Well, we'll see. We'll probably be up to an Archfiend soon. They don't usually leave too many levels where it's like just minor fiends over and over again. Usually they'll throw in an Archfiend like every 2 to 3 like story parts.
We reached the village, but were met with no welcome and no sign of life. The damage to the structures suggested the work of monsters. On one corner, Magusar stopped in his tracks. At his feet lay a small toy. It must have belonged to a child.
I hope the monster they
Heaven
like
help
sacrifice
that
isn't the one who
child.
killed his own son. That's sad. Wouldn't doubt it for this game though.
Magusar peered intently at the toy. Perhaps he knew from the very beginning that this memory of a son was not his own. Perhaps he knew, but could not help himself. Fond memories are exalting. Sad memories wrench at the heart. It matters not whose memories they are.
That true?
Magusar still had their memories. He could see his son playing with the toy that rested at his feet. He studied it for some time. Then a tear ran down his cheek. 10 days until the end of the world. Your memories, meshed with those of another, could mean you begin to lose sight of who you are. Before long, you may be someone else, just like Magusar. Why do we hunt monsters? Because it is the sorcerer's calling to hunt down monsters and protect the peace. And that's what we are taught. But one cannot easily set aside.
And you get cool
one's
powers.
feelings. I thirst for blood. Magusar thirsts for victims. Our next target appeared at the very spot that Magusar predicted. I was overcome with the urge to kill. My thoughts were overcome by a dark bloodlust. I relished my mercilessness. I felt empowered.
I fucking murdered everybody. Ooh, Elven Queen. Okay. Alright, let's get this boy set up. Here is my friend. There we go. And then heat is destroyed by ice, so... I like to take along a explosive spell bound to that element. And then we'll take along the Ember Tuft and... Like I said, too, like, I'm not going to focus, like, I'll try to do it, but I'm not going to focus up, like, really big on, like, breaking curse parts and that. Like, I'm doing this more for the story, and then we will have a few sessions where it's, like, we just focus up on, like, hunting archfiends and that, because there is a whole section of the book that is, like, literally just go on a hunt, which is nice, too. But the story of this game is quite interesting, so I think it's worth going through. What do I want to bring? Maybe we'll bring one of those throw attacks. Yeah, but I don't have any... Yeah, we'll bring a non-elemental one. Okay, that looks good. Good. Okay. Time to get destroyed, Elven Queen. Compelled by my bloodlust, I dispose of living beings as though they were nothing. It sickens me. Weird. Someone stop me, please. It's obviously just a typo. Desire for an ordinary body, a desire we both share. A yearning that binds us tightly to each other. Because of the chalice, monsters burden the world. A legend that grants and fulfills one's desire. Though the price can be very dear. Very dear indeed. Fucking Elven Queen. I don't think I fought this one yet. Oh shit, I forgot to read I'll read the lore after the fight. My bad.
We will put an end to it, by any means necessary.
So dramatic. Right. Get some of these idiots out of the way real quick.
Will you sacrifice them or save them?
I will leave it up to fate, my brother. Alright, we got the tufts ready. Let's fucking wreck it. Shit. Ooh. I fucked that up really bad.
The beast must be put to death.
Usually I can get like a few off on them. I really messed that up. Okay, let's see. What are her cursed parts? She's got a lot of them. So both wings, head, and dress. That's why I should fucking play the game in between streams, but I didn't want to like keep having to de-level my character because I was getting overpowered. There we go.
Our chance.
Eternal fucking destroyer. Okay.
Good. Keep this up.
Okay, that's another curse part down.
These are mere strokes.
Okay. Alright, we got all the curse parts. Now we can just finish her off. One of these.
Our foe is struggling. Stay focused.
She's got me stuck in there. There we go. She got messed up pretty bad, jeez. You gotta keep in mind too, like I said, we are still doing the equivalent of 1-star quests in Monster Hunter. So most of the Archfiends are gonna go down pretty quick until we get a little further into the game.
Let me live. Let me help.
Megastar wants a sacrifice to stay young. I'm gonna leave it to fate. It sacrificed her.
Let us finish.
Alright, I'll read the lore really quick and then we'll move forward. If I'm remembering her lore correctly, I actually am glad that it sacrificed her because she sucks. But I might be remembering her wrong. It's been quite a while. Ooh. There we go. We got some new stuff. Let's see. Summon an inchoate golem. Durable but immobile. Oh, yeah, so we can do the summon spells now. Awaken. Modify the caster's evasion. Oh. Awaken the magic of the Elf Queen to summon elves to defend you. Fuck, it might be good to grind out the Elf Queen for that. That sounds cool. Okay. So real quick, I'll just read the lore there and then we'll get back at it. Destiny's Past, Chapter 1, Child of a Monster, Chapter 1. And like I said, what I'll do with the story is I will seek out, because it unlocks a bunch of different story stuff for like Grimm and Avalon and stuff like that. So what we'll do is when we finish a section, we'll go find the one that's like the next star ranking, whatever the hell it is in this game, because it's got like a weird symbol. I'm not sure what it is. Check out those Sigis. Base health. Yeah. It's a good health boost. Poison amp. I don't really use poison that much. Poison resistance. Okay. Let's read. I remember the Elf Queen not being a very... Well, none of them are good people, but some of them you can kind of sympathize with a bit. I believe she is actually terrible. So, let's read her lore, and then we'll go on. The bottom of the valley had once lain barren and lifeless. Then a single seed floated down, and before long a dandelion appeared. In time, the valley floor became a sea of dandelions. However, the dandelion seeds could not escape from the valley. Encircled by high cliffs, the seeds could not float free, but only fall again to the valley floor. Within these confines, only a certain number of dandelions could thrive. Within all living things is a desire to leave as many offspring as possible. But the dandelions of the valley could not satisfy this need. One day, a woman lost her footing and fell from one of the cliffs into the valley. Now, a fall from such a great height would normally prove fatal, but the woman landed on a bed of dandelions and survived. Though she was covered in blood, she did not appear to be injured. When the woman came to her senses, she gazed around her in astonishment. She saw the impossibility of clawing her way out. Walking the valley floor, she found naught but dead ends. She was trapped. The relief she had felt upon realization of her survival quickly turned to anxiety, yet it was perhaps for the best. Even if she managed to climb out of the valley, her life was still as good as over. The woman thought about all she had been through. For as long as she could remember, she had wanted children, but her hopes had gone unanswered, and the years had gone by without her ever becoming a mother. Upon seeing a woman with children, she seethed with envy. Unable to control her emotions, she had resorted to measures somewhat drastic to fulfill her desire. The fate that had now befallen her must be divine justice. The woman grew more frail. If she should ever be reborn, she hoped she would have children in her next life. The woman prayed as her eyes closed. No sooner had her eyes shut than she heard a curious sound. She was not imagining it. She could hear it clearly. When she opened her eyes, she saw a mysterious chalice floating in the air. It told her she could have her heart's desire if she was willing to pay the price. I should have known that's what I was going to say. As her world grew dim, the woman made her wish. A dandelion seed fell on the woman, and in no time it began to grow. The flower's roots spread beneath the woman's skin, and it drew nutrients from her blood as it blossomed. That's weird. The color and shape of the dandelion that grew from the woman's body was different from any flower that had been before. In finding each other, both woman and dandelion were changed. An impossibility within the confines of that barren valley had occurred. Life had taken on a completely new form. A woman and a dandelion had merged. Though they came from entirely different species, they shared the same desire to reproduce. Flowers flourished all over the woman's body, eventually covering her in the soft down of dandelion seeds. These seeds separated from their stems and grew white wings, which let them flutter in the air. Perhaps this had transpired from the instinctive desire within the seeds to fly beyond the confines of the valley. The seeds could fly about the valley on their own, but wanted to be close to the woman and so nestled around her body. The woman felt the deep warmth within her. She realized that these were her children now. She had finally become a mother. She called her children elves. The woman and these elves made the valley their home, a kind of kingdom for the dandelions. The woman finally knew true happiness. She had all she desired and began to forget the life she had once led outside the valley. Then one day, one of the elves attempted to scale the cliff face and escape the valley. The woman, now calling herself the Elven Queen, scolded her child, saying that none were permitted to leave. The woman knew that if her children began to leave the valley, she would awake from her beautiful dream. She dreaded to think what might become of her then. But the elves' curiosity remained strong, though the queen told them time and again not to stray from her sight. Then, unknown to his mother, one elf finally managed to climb out of the valley, and others soon followed in his wake. The queen was beside herself. Some of the elves that had left the valley had not returned. She was terrified that something had happened to her children. She could not rest until she knew they were safe. But she was aware that leaving the valley was dangerous. She could not tell what would happen if she ventured back into the outside world. Conflicting emotions raged within the woman. In the end, her maternal instinct won out, and she decided that she must leave the valley. Doesn't sound so bad so far. She gathered all of her children and carried them on her back. Forming a giant pair of wings, she flew out of the valley. As she flew through the air, she saw the familiar sight of the city where she'd been born and raised. She had forgotten, or rather, she had tried to forget. But now the memories rushed back to her. She remembered how she had been pursued, how she'd been trapped, and then how she had lost her footing and fallen into the valley. Everyone must have thought that she had died. No doubt they had all been glad to see the back of her, for she had been a notorious she's a piece of shit. A notorious kidnapper. Now the woman returned to the city of her birth. She couldn't hold it in any longer. Her very blood called out. There was no denying it. There was something special about human children. She still longed for one deep down. This dark desire overwhelmed her, and she began to search for children once again. In the old days, she considered this as natural as breathing. She had always been alert, always looking. She felt a tug of desire whenever she saw a child. If only he or she was her own. And then, if she judged them worthy, she would take the child and treat it as her own. How many times had she done this? It had been the 13th attempt that ended in her fall. As she saw the child before her, she made up her mind. She would take this child with her back to the valley. Then she would plant dandelions on its body. That way a whole new type of elf would surely be born. This is how it began, and the Elven Queen continues to spirit children away to this day. Yeah, so she was just a bad person and crazy. That actually, weirdly enough, that happened to my older brother when I was a kid. Somebody tried to take him. For that reason, they had lost,
and
they had, had a mental breakdown. It's fucked up what can happen in the world.
That was the one, I'm certain.
The memory of a monster had revealed the downfall of the town.
What happened?
That's who killed my son.
Shit.
We went through the ruins in search of traces, in search of whoever did this. We felt it our mission to purge this guilty beast.
Sorry, that got a little somber. This game kind of does that a bit.
And yet, this would not appease the ire of the poor souls who were sacrificed by our hands. But, as we all know, the human heart is not so simple a matter. Perhaps we felt the need to pray for the souls of the dead. How easy things would be if we could be rid of emotion.
That true?
But we are not monsters after all.
That also true.
The moment the bloodlust of my right arm overcomes me, I will transform into a monster. I know this because my prophetic partner has told me so. I have 9 days remaining. My only wish is to live as humanly as possible my few remaining days. If this is hypocrisy, so be it.
I feel the same way.
9 days until the end of the world.
That one was a little on the nose because he just said it. Oh, well.
Several days later, Magusar clung to the toy that we found, holding it close. How deeply can memories come to affect us? How vividly they stay with us, even if they are not our own. About now, the sanity of the author begins to erode. Could Sortiara's soul in the sorcerer's right arm be the cause?
Well, you've been really pounding that into my mind, so probably.
The journal describes the author's transformation into a monster. You have been warned. It's no pleasant tale.
No. Okay.